welcome to another episode of Muay Thai Save Me. My name is Edwin Lopez, and today we have back my business partner, Neil, from his little cruise ship.
That's right.
How was it, by the way?
It was good. Everything was great, except there was no sun. There was no sun, so I didn't get a tan that I wanted.
You got that British look, you know, white
that pasty
there
white,
that
pasty white.
But nevertheless, we do have a special guest today.
Yes, we do.
Ray Fennell,
Hey.
great member of ours. Ray, I know I see you in and out of the gym. I know I haven't really spent a lot of time with you and stuff like that to get to really know you, but I know you've been with us for quite a while. Neil speaks very highly of you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, you know, I am an Army vet. I've been out the Army almost 3 years now. I'm a personal trainer, and I'm here just doing Muay Thai, just training every day, trying to become a fighter for Kru.
Nice. And how long have you been a member with us?
As of the 21st, a year.
Really?
Yeah, solid year. So
Nice. And how's that been for you?
it's been quite a adventurous journey, actually.
Really?
Yeah, just learning about myself, learning the technique, and starting coming maybe once a week, twice a week to every day. So it's been fun.
Nice. And so you said you're a personal trainer, right?
Yes.
So you've been a personal trainer. You've been helping people this whole time, achieving their goals and all that.
Mm-hmm.
What was that transition? What made you come to a gym like ours and say, you know what, it's time for me to get coached, for me to get pushed, for me to be uncomfortable and get to that level and stay committed?
Actually, it was by accident. So my previous fitness manager, he was like, hey, I've been going to Muay Thai. And I was like, what is Muay Thai? And then he explained to me, he was like, boxing, kickboxing. I was like, oh, okay, I've always been interested in boxing. He was like, well, you can come over for a free try or free session. I was like, okay, cool. I came over immediately. I loved it. As soon as I sat down, I was like, where do I sign up?
Really?
It was instant.
Nice.
Ray, when you said you loved it, what did you love about it? What did you love about the training?
I loved how, first of all, how open you was. You knew my name, and then you always knew my name. First of all, I want to start off with that. And then it was just like a safe environment. I didn't feel like, I didn't know the technique, and everybody was making fun of me. Everybody was just like, it was welcoming. So, and then it was a good workout. I think it was summertime when I started, so it was extremely hot. Yeah. I thought I was fit until I did that first session. I was like, I'm not fit. So.
That's cool. But so you said it was kind of accidental. It wasn't like you were looking to do Muay Thai and all that. But now that you've gotten a little bit involved in it and everything, how is it different from the way how you train your clients as opposed to you being trained by individuals like Kru Neil and stuff like that?
That's a good question. So personal training, I feel like it is. So it's called personal training, so it's personal, and then I have to learn the person that I'm training is more like with equipment and stuff like that, helping them achieve their own goals versus coming into a group setting and working with different types of people and learning from one coach and just training kickboxing, boxing, learning the techniques and stuff like that. I would say it's just harder because I'm the one that's teaching. I'm the coach, versus me learning from somebody else. I guess if that's a way to answer that question. I don't know.
Nice. I like that. And would you say there's things that you've learned from the coaches at MTK, whether it's anything discipline or anything that you've taken for yourself and implement into your clients?
Well, a lot of stuff that I learned from you guys. Like the boxing aspect, certain ab workouts I stole from you guys. Now some of my clients want to learn Muay Thai and boxing from me. So if you guys teach me something, I'm like, oh, okay, I think that will work here. Then I definitely implement it with my clients as well.
That's cool, awesome. Man. That's cool. I love that.
How are they enjoying it now?
They love it. They be like, are we doing boxing today? They got gloves. Can you teach me how to hand wrap? Can we do this? So they're excited, and it makes me a better coach to be able to teach them something new as well. So
that's cool. Have you ever done any type of martial arts in the past?
So I probably tried boxing before I moved out here in the Valley, probably like a few weeks. And then since I moved to the Valley, my coach was far. He moved to Carson, so that was dead. But like kickboxing, no.
Got
No,
it.
not at all.
Do you think if that the circumstances were different with your boxing coach, you would have committed and gone long term with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that just something? Is that just the way you are when you like something? You just go full throttle.
Yeah, I can say, yeah. The
Yeah.
way it was going, I liked where we was going, but thinking about how this is with Muay Thai and how it was, I would definitely stick to Muay Thai.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, one thing I can definitely vouch for Ray is that when she likes something, she enjoys something, she sets her mind on a goal, and like she will work relentlessly to get it. And that's one thing I can definitely vouch for Ray for sure.
Yeah.
That's one thing I always enjoy coaching her, is that she's someone, like I think we were just talking about it earlier, two types of people that I enjoy training are ex-military and athletes, because I can push them. I know that they're gonna take my coaching and the tips I give them. They're not gonna take offense to it. If I talk to them a certain way, they're gonna be like, okay, Kru, I got you, and I'm gonna keep working. And that's something I love about Ray. I could be across the room and I'll yell, Ray! And she already knows when I yell her name, like she knows I want more from her, you know? So yeah, it's always fun working with Ray for sure. And she's definitely one of the hardest working people in the room for sure, by far.
And when you say, I guess this question is for you. When you say that you like training athletes and you know people who are military backgrounds, is that just because they come with experience of discipline and all that, and you feel like
absolutely.
they're more
Yeah.
susceptible to like taking the pressure? You think is that what it is?
Absolutely, because they're used to being screamed at. They're used to being very, like in a regiment, right? You have a certain routine you have to do, and you have to do it no matter what, right? So the discipline is already there, and they're no stranger to discipline. So if I tell them, you need to do it like this, they'll be like, okay. You know what I mean? And that's it. There's no questions. There's no like, there's no negative like feedback, like it's none of that. It's just like, okay, you know, I'll do it, you know, and they'll work relentlessly till they get it, you know. So it's definitely, I always enjoy, and I can vouch for the other coaches. They always enjoy working with Ray too, because she's gonna work as hard as she can, like when she's in the class.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this, Ray. Same question. When you're training your clients, what have you found are your best type of clients that you like training, and then the ones that you see that are like take a more effort or more whining and stuff like that? What do you look for in, or what type of client has been your avatar that you look for that you're like, man, this is the type that I like?
The bodybuilding type of clients. I mean, I like each variety, like weight loss and like bodybuilding and strength training. But it's kind of hard when it comes to weight loss clients, because you have to start with their mental first, right? They want to binge eat and stuff. I got to change their mindset versus a strength training or trying to get a bodybuilder. It's a little bit, I want to say, easier, because you still got to treat them like, oh yeah, you got to eat more, but eating more is easier than eating less or dieting and stuff like that. So I always like enjoy doing that, because at first, before Muay Thai, I like to lift weights and try to get bigger as well. So.
Interesting. Yeah, that's something for me when I want to lose, or in my journey right now, losing weight was probably been the mentalness of like eating less or eating the proper foods, and you know what I mean. And it's definitely different. But that's cool. That's cool to know that that you know they're both working on their physical activities, right? But different mindsets of how you got to look at the customer and all that. So.
Ray, I want to tap into your personal training. What kind of coach are you? Are you a yeller? Are you a disciplinary trainer?
It depends on the client. I've learned that I have to be able to read my clients. I can yell at one client and then not work, versus me talking to a client and then work to the other one. So knowing your client is like the number one thing of being a personal trainer.
I love it.
I would just say that, I guess, since you're coming up on a year, how has that changed your life? The way you look at it, the way you, in every aspect, how has Muay Thai and just training and knowing that, going through it and where you're at right now in technique, how has that changed your life and your personal life?
So Muay Thai has changed my life drastically. And also just with working with Kru and trying to accomplish my goals with my weight loss journey, and just it helped me just be more disciplined and more confident in myself, and just I had to really switch up a lot of stuff, like, okay, hey, like, I want to be a fighter, or hey, I want to lose weight, so I have to stop doing a certain amount of things. Like, I used to smoke marijuana, I cut that out. I don't drink as much. I don't hang out with certain people anymore because they don't understand, like, hey, I got to wake up, or from this time to this time, I'm not available because I have to train. Oh, why you got to train? But this is what I want to do. And then with the technique, it just makes me, like I said, more disciplined. Like, going every day, that takes discipline, right? They'd be like, oh, okay, you're here every day. Like, how are you doing? And I got like a sprained wrist, but I'm still training. It's like, that's the discipline because I love Muay Thai and I have an end goal. I want to fight. So I got to do what I got to do to fight. So Muay Thai has showed me a different version of myself. Like, oh, well, you know, I knew that I had, like Kru said, like a great work ethic, but it's different when it comes to Muay Thai for me because it's like I got to be consistent all the time to be able to catch up to the people that's been training since they've been 16 or 15. I'm 28, I just started a year ago, so I have like some catching up to do.
Yeah, that's cool. And how in the year progress that you've done, how has that changed? Because you say obviously you've lifted and all that. How has that changed your physique and your body and everything, the way you look at yourself now or the way you look now as opposed to when you started?
Yeah, so I'm way more toned than I was before. Before I was like a little bulky. I was like, you know, I wouldn't say a bodybuilder, but quote unquote bodybuilding. But now I'm more lean and stuff like that. So I really love the way I look. I look back and I'll be like, dang, people didn't tell me I look like that. Like my face, I had like a little double chin going on. People didn't say anything, but I'm like, oh, I like how I am now. Let's see like how far I can take this. So I'm happy.
That's good. That's good.
You know, and Ray, just to tap in, because you mentioned it earlier, you know, you want to fight. What sparked that?
What sparked that? When I went to the previous fight with Martine and them, like, 2 months ago, and I was sitting there, it was my first time there, and I always had it in my mind, like, okay, maybe I can do this. But when I saw, like, the females fighting and stuff like that, I was like, oh, yeah, like, I can do this. Like, this is me.
That's cool.
And you have, I don't know if you mentioned it earlier, but you played sports, right? What sport did you play?
I played basketball.
Basketball. So you're no stranger to competition.
I'm very competitive.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So you're used to playing in front of crowds and stuff.
Right.
I feel like athletes, like past athletes, they kind of, would you say you miss that? Like being in front of an audience cheering, and do you miss that? Like, and that's what maybe kind of like triggered that, oh yeah, I can do that. Seeing those women fight, you're like, oh, I can do that too.
No, I don't think it's the crowd for me. It was just, I love the sport. You know, I love competing. I feel like, it's funny because I was just talking to my aunt about this, like I have like a fighter's mentality. Like I just always been fighting. And unfortunately, the reason why I stopped playing basketball, you know, because my father's passing, so like that passion for that kind of died.
Okay.
So when I came into Muay Thai, like the spark was like relit, if that was the best way to put it.
Okay. Who is that fire for you now? Like since your dad passed, which I'm sorry about, like what has been that spark for you now? What sparks you? Is there a person in your life that sparks you with Muay Thai, like how your dad did for basketball?
You.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. Man, that's gonna get me all teary-eyed. Ray, stop that. All right.
This is what it's about. I mean, like, honestly, like, this is our ultimate mission of why we have this exact podcast for these type of moments, because we've always talked about it, and he sparked me back in early 2000s, and I walked in there, and, you know, I was doing drugs and all this and everything, and I just told him, like, hey, I just want to work out. And, you know, I remember when I left and started my first business, I'm like, I can't do Muay Thai no more, but I'll be back, you know. And it's, look at how the world has spun around 20 years later. Now we're business partners. Like, who would have ever thought that, you know what I mean? So
That's dope.
that one kind of hits like the little lump in the throat, because this is what it's about. And this is our mission of why we want to hear everybody's story, you know what I mean? I wanted to go to you. You said earlier, you said that you've been fighting your whole life. Is that in a physical way? Have you gotten into like fights, and like have you had like street fights or anything like that, school or anything like that, where you've been into fights where you know what it kind of feels like to be punched? Or is it a different type of just challenges in life?
Both.
Okay.
Both challenges of life. I've been in fights before, but the number one is just the challenges in my life.
Got it. Okay. And how do you feel? Do you feel like you use that now more as your fuel to get you through those hard days? Because I'm sure just like everybody, everybody else, we all have our days where we don't want to get up or we don't want to do certain things. But like you said, like, hey, I have a sprained wrist, but I'm still willing to do it, still willing to train because, like Neil said, like how he asked you and you said that he inspired you. Like, do you also use that as fuel, like your back old challenges and look back and say, fuck that, I'm not going back there, or I'm not doing that anymore, and this is who I want to become?
No, absolutely. Yes. My past is, the reason why I get up. Like, oh, no, I can't go backwards, so I always got to go forward. So
I love that.
That's good.
Ray, one thing I want to kind of touch base, and it's funny because we actually spoke about, we had like a personal one-on-one conversation after our sit down, right? And you said earlier how she had mentioned she had to stop hanging out with certain people, right? People were questioning like, why do you got to train? And you're like, this is my time. What are some of the things that you did or had to deal with? What were some people saying in your head, in your ear, besides, you got to go train? Like, what are some things, because other people out there have that in their life too, right? They're trying to make a change, and then they have these people that are family members, friends. Like, what are some of the things that you would hear in your ear that they would try to kind of deter you or maybe make you question your journey? Like, what were some of the things that you had to deal with?
Like, why do you have to train a lot? Like, why, even with just working out, like before Muay Thai, like why you can't do it later? Like, we can't hang out. You don't mess with me no more. You're not the same. You don't want to hang out with me. Like, just all of that. The number one actually was they didn't understand, like, working out is not that serious. Like, it's just working out. Like, I'm just like, that's to you, but this is a lifestyle for me. So
absolutely, it's that's what a lot of people don't understand, right? Is like working out is a lifestyle. It's a non-negotiable. Like, we have to do it, right? What are some advice you could give some other people that maybe are kind of sitting in that same boat as you? They're getting attacked by like family members and friends that are saying, well, you don't mess with me no more. Like, what are some advice you could give to people that are listening to this podcast to help them, like, not get guilted into hanging out, into their old habits, into hanging out with certain crowds again because they felt guilted into doing it? What would be some advice you could give someone?
My best advice would be, first you have to figure out your why. Like, why are you doing this? Why do you want to work out? Why do you want to train Muay Thai? And then once you figure out your why, and if your why is powerful enough, then you can just cut everybody else out, because at the end of the day, it's your life.
That's right.
It's your goals that you're trying to accomplish, because you do that, you're not going to get closer to your goals. So you got to learn how to put yourself first. That's the number one thing I had to learn, was putting myself first. Once I figured out my why, or then my purpose and stuff like that, then everything else became a little bit easier.
I love that, Ray. I love that.
Did you feel guilty when you would reject people and put your priorities first? Was it a guilt?
All the time.
Did you have a guilt, and do you still have a guilt?
Till this day. I was just, like Kru was saying, this was a recent conversation. I was asking, like, how do I feel? Like, how do I manage this? Like, making, especially like my family, like, you don't want to put them down, but at the same time, like, you're my family, but this is my life. And so I still deal with the guilt, but I pray to God and tell him, like, please help me with this. So it's always going to be a journey. You're always going to be battling. It's not going to be an end to it. So you just got to overcome. So I'm just overcoming. I'm still human. So
yeah, I love that. Good. And it's funny because when me and Ray had that conversation, I recommended a really good book for her. It was by Ed Milet. I think we've all read it. It's called The Power of One More. Right. And Ray's waiting for it to come. She's a little annoyed with Amazon, right?
Yeah, Amazon, man.
But it's supposed to come tomorrow, so I'm excited for Ray to get on that. And it's definitely a good book. Guys, if you're listening to this podcast, I definitely recommend it. If you're kind of dealing with what Ray's been dealing with, The Power of One More, that book by Ed Milet is so good, guys. Yeah. It's so good. I highly recommend it because it definitely will change your life. And Ray, I don't remember if I spoke about it, but it's definitely hard, right, when you have family members. I don't know if I share with you, but even till this day, like me and my mom are very like, I love her from a distance. God, I hope she's not listening to this, but if she is, she's gonna hear it, the truth. You know, like I have to pull myself away from her still to this day,
Right.
because she doesn't. It's just who she is, but she's very negative in her own loving way, and she doesn't understand that it affects me. It affects my mood. It affects my energy.
Right.
And because you know me, I'm always coming in with a smile. I'm always high energy, and that negativity, it just chips away at our energy levels, you know. And that's why it's important that you have the right people around you to help remind you that, you know, it's okay, and I'm dealing with it too. I'm constantly dealing with my mom asking like, hey, when are you gonna come see me? And I'm just like, I was like, well, I got lots of stuff to do, Mom. You know, and I have to love her from a distance. You know, it's not to say I don't love her. I will do anything for my mom, but I just understand the value of my time and what I'm trying to accomplish. You know, with what I'm doing here with Edwin, I have to make these sacrifices, and I high five you for constantly doing it, and it will get a little easier. It will get a little easier as you continue to say no. You just got to remember you're doing what's best for you to help you attain the goals that you're trying to achieve, you know. But just,
yeah. And one thing that I learned a long time ago from one of my mentors is it's a lot of the people are gonna who tell you or try to, it's one, obviously they don't understand it, it's not a priority to them, and then two, sometimes when you're winning and you're chasing for certain things, it makes them feel like it highlights them of what they're not doing, in a sense, you know what I mean? And you know, sometimes they're just they can't understand it of why we do what we do. And everything that you're going through, we've all got through it, all of us.
And we're still going through it.
Yeah, and yeah, every single day. It just, like Neil said, it gets easier as you surround yourself and you consume more of the positiveness. But you're always gonna get jabbed at, no matter who it is.
Right.
But there's always that breakthrough though, where people are like, first what did they say? They criticize you, then they talk about you and all that stuff, and then later on, I told Neil, they're like, we've had a couple of people that are like, hey, I know that guy, or hey man, you guys are doing, and these are the same people who talk shit about us when we started, you know what I mean? It was funny because his mom came by yesterday, and I was like, oh man, I hope we get her blessing, because she's not the type that will be like, wow guys, you guys really took the business to another level. And in the beginning, when you know, me and Neil partnered up, like there was a clash between me and her, like where she just was not for it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like even to this day, we joke about it, because if you know who she is, it's just who she is, you know what I mean? And she doesn't say like, hey, proud of you guys, or you know, you've been a great partner to my, like nothing like that. So we always joke around, but we understand that you can tell that she's like, shit, like look at where you guys have gone with this. So just know that at least the ones that you deeply care about, I'll tell you right now, majority of them you're gonna lose. The friends, the certain people, cousins, stuff like that. The ones that you really care will be there for you and probably keep like from a distance. And then the rest of them, you're gonna be like, what the fuck did I care about? You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have such a new group of friends and people who care about you, and business associates and clients, and you're gonna be like, wow. And it's just part of the process. You know what I mean? It's not, this game ain't for everybody. Entrepreneurship ain't for everybody. I know right now you just told that you kind of took a spin in your career and are going a certain direction. That's, my hats goes off to you. That's not easy. You know what I mean? Not having that safety net is not easy. You're doing your own stuff with your own clients now. Like, that isn't easy. Like, you're taking a risk. But you said, you know what? I want to do it my way. I want to do it this way with no ceiling, you know? And that's what it's about. Is it going to be scary? Absolutely. I'm sure it's scary for you. It's a different ship, you know what I mean? But look at the associations you have with. Look at Neil. Hey man, I just started this. I don't know if he knew that you did that move right now, but
I just found out.
I'm sure if you go through some stuff, you can always come to me, always come to Neil and say, hey guys, this is where I'm at in my business. What do you guys think? We'd be more than happy to help you. You know what I mean? And it just gets better as you keep going. But I think that's always going to be there. You just get stronger and you get you're thicker skin, you know what I mean? More callous in a sense, you know what I mean? You tend to know who not to fuck with and who to allow it in. And that's really what it is.
Right.
I tell this guy, I'm almost like, you got to be careful who you let into your circle. You know what I mean? We got to protect that shit. And you'll hear it with these books that he recommends and everything. You have to protect who you let in your circle. You're better off with 1 or 2 people, 3 people than having 20, 30 people. You know what I mean? And that's the difference between successful people and people who just want to be popular and want to be liked by everybody. Half the fucking people don't even like you. You know what I mean? Like,
they pretend to like you and have you like, oh, I support you, Ray. but behind the scenes, they're hating on you, and they're hoping to see you fall. You know what I mean? And that stuff doesn't come out until like the light shines on it, and it doesn't always shine right when you want it to. You get dawned on it like years later, where you're like, dude, I thought, wait, what? You were my right-hand person. Sometimes it's that close. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just comes with the territory, comes with the nature, but you just have to. Something I learned from Edwin too is like, I'm a very open-hearted person. I used to always share everything about me, and he taught me like, bro, you can't do that. And it's funny because I recently found out about a guy who I thought I was so close with, had been talking smack behind my back the whole time, you know, and I only found out because Edwin also was like, knew him as a friend as well. And he was like, bro, he's been talking crap about you for years. And I said, what? So just, you know, Ray, be careful too who you share like intimate or like even like goals of like what you're trying to accomplish with your new business venture. Be cautious of what you share as well, because you can tell by successful people when you talk to them what's their feedback to you. You know what I mean? If they start questioning like, why are you doing that? Stop talking. Don't tell them anymore. Because anyone that's successful will cheer you on, will give you advice, and want to see you win.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, I mean, we're always here and all that, but
Absolutely.
I have, before we tidy this down, I have a question, because she said that, and I didn't even know that you wanted to fight, you know what I mean, and represent MTK, so, which is amazing. So I guess my question to you is like, do you see that in the near close future? And you know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that?
I definitely see it. I wasn't sure at first, just because Ray knows, I hear it a lot from everyone. Oh, I want to fight, Kru. And I'm like, right away, I'm just like, okay, let me see it. And since that day that I found out, Ray was like, yeah, Kru, I really want to do this. Like, I think I can do this. I was like, okay. And the moment I said that, okay, she's been putting in the work. I know two of our other coaches, Coach David, Coach Martin, have been telling her, like, you just got to show Kru like you really want it. You got to put the work in. You got to come in every day. And since then, Ray has been putting in the work. Every day she's coming 6, sometimes 7 days a week. Not to mention she's personal training. She has her own job as well. She's staying for multiple classes. She pushes really hard. I can see she's working on the technique because I give her pointers and I see her working on it. And you know, one thing that I've learned from Edwin too is when a mentor teaches you something and they see you apply it, we want to keep helping you. And that's what's driven me to keep. You'll see, I'm not even coaching the class, and I'll watch Ray, and I'll come over to Ray, and I'll give her some feedback, and she'll be like, okay, Kru, and then she'll try to implement it right away. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something I see. Ray knows and understands, and I think from talking from her other coaches, she understands I do it because I care, but I'm not going to rush Ray to go in there because she's a reputation of my name, the gym, but also herself. And why would I put her in the ring without being properly prepared? I want her to be up there to show, like, make a statement like, dang, that's Ray? I want family members, I want friends, I want people to be like, that's my girl, that's Ray Fennell, rhyme with Chanel. Like, I want people saying
Chanel
that.
there too, you know?
Right.
You know, but that's what I want. I want her teammates to be like, that's my teammate. You know what I mean? I want them to be like, dang, I'm so proud of her. Because they've seen the transformation physically. They've seen the technique transformation. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just keep it up, Ray. Just keep it up.
I love it. I love it.
Ray, so with your aspirations of wanting to fight, what do you think? Because you know my expectations, right? What do you think needs to continue to change for you to get to that end goal of fighting?
What do I think needs to change for me?
Yeah.
I still need to work on my mindset, just to help me stay consistent and stuff like you said. Sometimes you don't want to wake up, sometimes you don't want to go train and stuff like that. So just staying consistent and just knowing that if I continue doing what I'm doing or at the pace that I'm at, then eventually I'm going to get to my goal.
I love that. I love that. People don't really understand that, like, even professional fighters, even myself, when I was actively competing, I dealt with those daily battles every day. You're sore, right? You're sore. If you want to raise up your left hand, she's got, you know what I mean? Like, how easy is it for you to be like, you know what, I'm just going to take a couple weeks off, right? It's so easy to have that mindset, but you're still here in the gym grinding. right? And what did I tell you? Don't worry, we don't have to punch. We can work on elbows.
Yeah, when you said that, then also I was like, okay, yeah, he's testing me. So let me let me be here even more.
Absolutely, and I'm so proud of you for that, because that shows that you really want it. You know, like I said, so many people say they want to fight, but they're not willing to put in that kind of work.
Right.
You know, and that's why I said, you keep this up, we're gonna get there. Just be patient with yourself, and just keep, you know, I'm always here for you. So if you're having one of those days, reach out to me and be like, Kru, like, I'm feeling this way. Like, what did you do to get over these type of, you know what I mean?
Right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. But I think it's great, because you totally hit that on the nail. You're gonna have to definitely get over that mental hump of like those days you don't feel like coming. You just got to get to the gym, because you know once you get there, you're like, all right, I'm already here. Right. Once you bow in, you're like, all right, it's on. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not leaving. So.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't let you leave either way. Lock the door if I have to. But yeah. And then you said the second part. So the discipline, and then what was the other thing you wanted to mention as well?
Well, like the mindset and then the discipline, just staying consistent. Just keep the pace that I'm at. Like,
there you go.
No slowing down. There
you go. And eventually you will get there. And that's what people don't understand. Like, you'll get there. Just be patient, right? The patience is key. Patience is key.
And one more question that I had. So I heard that everything is MTKG in your closet except for like 2 pairs of socks. Is that true?
Yeah, that's definitely true.
What's going on there, huh?
I don't even know. Like, it just slowly started happening. I just bought a shirt here and then some shorts here, and then eventually I knew I had like 5 pairs of shorts and like 10 shirts. But now the shorts is getting kind of big, so now I gotta restock.
That's awesome. I love it, man. And that's
and you know what's cool too, buddy, is that she even says when she's training clients, she's like, I'm all MTK'd out, Kru. She's like, if it's cold, I got an MTK beanie on. She's like, I got the hoodie on. She's excited for our jogger pants to be released, because she's like, I'm gonna rock those too.
That's cool. I love it. That's amazing.
But Ray, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was a pleasure. And real quick, where can they find Ray at? If they want to get some personal training from you, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can find me at NoHo FTK Gym. Or they can hit me up on my Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is, what is my Instagram? Oh, rap, R-A-P, Richie, R-I-C-H-I-E _ Boom.
All right, so guys, if you want to get a session with Ray, I'm telling you guys, hit her up. Great people, hard worker, and look forward to seeing her fight soon. Okay, guys, stay tuned for that. It's definitely in the works.
I love it.
But Edwin, you want to close them out?
Yeah. Thank you guys once again for watching Muay Thai Save Me. What an amazing story! And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
See you guys.